You have one unheard message. First unheard message sent yesterday at 7:15 p.m.
Yes, hello? I'm calling like you asked. Look, I don't know where you get off calling yourselves The Launch. I've listened to most of your last show, and I never heard you talk about any rockets.
Message deleted.
This is The Launch, episode 22 for May 27th, 2025. Streaming to you from the beautiful Pacific Northwest and the mighty American West Coast, we greet you all a good morning, a good evening, or whenever your timeline may fall. Time-appropriate greetings indeed to one and all. This is The Launch, and my name is Chris.
And I'm Angela.
Hello, Angela. We got a big show, so a few things everyone needs to know before we get going. We'd love it if you called us. You can call now or call after the fact. 774-466-2667. That is 774-462-5667. We'll play your voicemails on the next show, or you can call in right now if you're listening live. We'll take your calls after the song of the week. Show's live on Tuesdays at 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, and 7:30 p.m. UTC at jblive.tv or in your podcast app of choice at podcastapps.com. We come out for release on Wednesday mornings, assuming I'm awake and I publish. And we love if you boost in, send us your suggestions, your topic responses, all of that, or join us in that mumble room. Details at weeklylaunch.rocks. Okay, Angela, it's a hot topic. It's a controversial topic. We're going to touch the third rail, as they say, and we're going to get into braces versus Invisalign. Mm-hmm. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I should have gotten some dramatic music.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What the heck? You have all vamp. You get no.
They may have something. I don't know.
Yeah. And the value of this is negative.
I do have this.
Hey, look, everybody. It's Angela Fisher.
There you go.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we are on a journey. 2 years ago, our youngest, Bella, had a really bad crossbite, and we did the palatal expander. And then we've just been going to see the orthodontist every 6 months to get her teeth, or just to evaluate her teeth and where they're at. She wasn't losing two of the teeth because the adult teeth were growing in forward instead of down. So we had those teeth pulled in December. And then at this most recent visit, the orthodontist, I said, I am pretty sure we are ready. And he said, you are right. We are ready for the next step.
Uh-oh. You know what that means. So it's time for some sort of machinery.
Yes. Equipment.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So we did that hour-long consultation, and this is so bizarre. It's the same cost regardless, but she has the option of braces or Invisalign. And I really want to leave it up to her, and I am curious any feedback. So
which one's more painful?
Well, so she's a trumpet player.
Uh-huh.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
That's not going to be comfortable. So my concerns are, they are more low profile. So, okay, background. Chris had every experimental mouth equipment.
Yeah. It was fun. I mean, starting in like the early 90s all the way through the early aughts.
Yeah.
All kinds of crazy mouth gear.
Yeah.
Really hated it.
Yep. And I have done Invisalign twice. I will probably do it a third time. Yeah. Meh. I just didn't like the way it turned out the second time. But anyway, so I don't have firsthand brace experience because, well, I'm allergic to metal, so I couldn't do it. And Bella's ears did not heal after she got them pierced until I bought her plastic or acrylic earrings. I question whether she's allergic or not, right? So there's that. Then there's also the trumpet playing. And then there is also the fact that she can't eat some of the foods that she likes or shouldn't, right? Like popcorn.
But with the Invisalign, you could pop them out.
Yeah, you can pop them out. But will she wear them all the time? Because you got to wear them for like 20 to 22 hours a day. But you only need to visit the orthodontist like every 10 to 12 weeks with Invisalign, but you have to do it every 6 weeks for the braces.
That would be the deciding factor for me right there.
Right?
That's it.
Right? Yeah. And both of them will require rubber bands because her teeth need to be pulled back on her right side. Or maybe it's her left. Well, whichever. Anyway, her crossbite is fixed, but now we just need to align the teeth properly. So, Dad, what is your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think I would have preferred to be able to pop out my braces.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have been able, like, I don't know if I'd have to have been pretty motivated to stick with it. That's the only problem, is it's easy to say you're going to stick with it, and then 3 to 6 months into it, you're like, screw this, I want them off for the day.
Right? She wants colors. I know you did colors. I went with you to some of your appointments.
Yeah, you could get them colored.
And in fact, she's going to the same orthodontist.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He's still around, huh?
Yeah, we went to the Arlington office last week. And
his hand doesn't shake, or?
He's a little unsteady.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, he's an older guy now.
Yes.
He was kind of an older guy when he was my orthodontist.
Yeah.
But okay. He's doing an okay job, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are your thoughts?
Does he still live in that same area, do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I mean, so to me, that would be the thing. So Invisalign doesn't do colors, does it?
No.
Yeah.
No, and you technically should brush your teeth before putting them back in, so she'd need to bring a toothbrush to school.
The hardest thing for me with the braces, maybe they fixed this now, is it just really, really tore up the inside of my mouth.
Yeah.
Bad.
And both of them are supposedly 2-year treatments, but Invisalign can easily be sped up. Like, I don't know why it would have to be spread out that far.
I would like to know which route the audience would go, and if they've gone these routes. Like, are there people out there that have some mouth gear now or did? How did it go, or how is it going? I don't know how you even make a choice like this, because it's one of those things you wish you could try out for 30 days.
Right. But yeah, so I have concerns about having things attached to every single one of her teeth. Like, there are attachments with Invisalign, but...
Oh, that part was awful, getting that off too sometimes.
Right? Yeah.
I hate that, just thinking about that.
Yeah, so we left that consultation. She wants braces because she wants them just in there and not have to worry about, taking them in or out. And she wants the colors. But when I talked to her yesterday, she said, I think I'm just going to go with Invisalign. And I said, well, be sure to talk to your dad this weekend. Ask him.
Yeah, Bite, you've tried both, and you're in the mumble room now. What are your thoughts on Invisalign versus braces?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so the issue with braces is usually with the inside of your cheeks, your tongue getting stuck, with the food getting food stuck in your braces, all the typical issues with those. But the big advantage of braces is they're there, and you need to take care of them, or you will notice you haven't taken care of them. With the Invisalign, especially when they're brand new, it was really hard for me to get them out. Almost broke a tooth with that by improperly taking them out. But after a few days, that gets easier. But yeah, then you have the issue of, I'm taking a little sweet here or have lunch here. You do need something to wash your teeth clean with. So that's something you need to take into account. But also, I noticed when I'm forgetting to insert them, I wear them at night, especially against teeth grinding.
Yes.
But I constantly forget them to put them in back again. So you need to really drill in that.
Yeah.
After brushing your teeth, insert the Invisalign. In the morning, they're coming straight out for me. That's no problem. But yeah, it is an adjustment just
Some
for
discipline
food
and
alone.
routine, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's the other thing. Stay on here, Bite Bitten. She has a overbite, so she would only be able to do the top braces first, because otherwise her front teeth will knock the bottom braces off.
Oh.
Once she's ready for the bottom braces, she'll have to have a bite block behind her front teeth. Have either of you had that?
That doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah. What about you, Bite Bitten?
I had the elastic bands to pull my jaw forward a bit with the braces. And I do notice with the more flexibility that I have now in my jaw that you need to be a bit careful with it, especially with my teeth grinding. I noticed the damage on the Invisalign that I have. And I gotten 2 Invisaligns, one for the bottom, one for the top, but the top one was first. And yeah, I think it's also a bit different experience for per person. There is a little bit of difference in there.
Sure. Yeah, that's good insight. I need to think about this. If you're out there listening and you have insights, something I can share before this weekend, boost in soon. Let me know what you do, how it went. I'm going to think about that. Thank you. All right, so I thought I'd talk about something that seems to be creeping up in the background. and that is OpenAI taking on the iPhone. I think they have the iPhone in their sights, and I have a couple of clips that I want to play that kind of build the case for you. So recently, OpenAI, the makers of ChatGPT, acquired Johnny Ive's new company. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you who Johnny Ive is because they're going to probably repeat it over and over again in this clip, but it was a major acquisition for $6.4 billion in stock to bring Johnny Ive into OpenAI, and they probably have a mission in mind with an acquisition that big.
Sam Altman and Johnny Ive, the man who helped Apple design many of its most iconic products, including the iPhone, teaming up on what they hope will be the next generation of devices. Steve Kovac joins us right now with more, and there is so much in this story.
Oh my God, this is probably the biggest story. The first thing I said when this broke yesterday, I was just like, wow. I could not believe this was happening.
So he's a little excited. Did you notice? Did you catch that? Wow. I can't believe this is happening. So are you getting this as a big deal?
Mm-hmm. In this story.
Oh my God, this is probably the biggest story. The first thing I said when this broke yesterday, I was just like, wow. I could not believe this was happening. And that's because Johnny Ive, he left 6 years ago. He left Apple to start this new design firm called Love From. And a few years later, he ended up poaching some of the top design talent at Apple, brought them over to his new startup. And now that startup is called IO, is being bought by OpenAI for $6.5 billion, at least in stock in OpenAI. And this really paints a picture of Apple under the Tim Cook era, which, by the way, the performance speaks for itself. Just look at the stock, look at the growth numbers. Massive success there. There's no question about that. However, there's also been this growing schism of thought around what's happening at Apple. This idea that the design forward, innovative hardware products has gone since Johnny Ive left the company. And now Johnny Ive is here. We just saw that video of him with Sam Altman. He and Sam Altman are saying, we've created this amazing new product that is going to kind of wean you off the iPhone. It's going to be focused on AI, all the stuff that we talk about Apple kind of missing out on.
So they have this plan, and they talk about this in this really kind of just ridiculously overproduced video of Sam Altman and Johnny Ive, where Johnny Ive talks about the last 30 years of his career working at Apple were just preparing him for this moment. All of it was just a pregame for what is the actual real game.
I think we have the opportunity here to kind of completely reimagine what it means to use a computer.
Okay, so I want to play this little bit of this video. Are you getting the level of hype here? Mm-hmm, it's huge, right? And the money they spent too is just rebonkerless. I mean, $6.4 billion, even if it's in stock, is a lot of money to spend on anything. So I'm going to jump ahead to this. They want to build a family of devices. I think it's around in here somewhere.
So how did it all begin?
So my son Charlie was the first person in the family to use ChatGPT, and he said, You've got to meet Sam.
I met Johnny's family relatively quickly after meeting Johnny, and they were sort of just it was an impossibly lovely family.
So it's a lot of this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of that. And so they get into these, they're going to make a family of devices because they love each other's families.
Captured our imagination.
Johnny called one day and said, this is the best work our team has ever done.
Yeah.
I mean, Johnny did the iPhone. Johnny did the MacBook Pro. I mean, these are the defining ways people use technology. It's hard to beat those things. Those are really wonderful. Johnny recently gave me one of the prototypes of the device for the first time to take home.
Okay, so they have a prototype of a device. Now, how this device is somehow super integrated with OpenAI, even though they were separate companies, I'm not sure, but supposedly there's a prototype that Johnny and his team have designed and is their best work ever.
I've been able to live with it, and I think it is the coolest piece of technology that the world will have ever seen.
The products that we're using to deliver and connect us to unimaginable technology, they're decades old.
He's talking about the iPhone. They're slamming the iPhone right there.
Their audio is so good, and I don't see a lapel.
Yeah, I know. And there's somebody asking them questions.
Above?
Probably.
Crazy.
Yeah, they hired a movie production company.
Yeah.
And so it's just common sense to at least think, surely there's something beyond these legacy products.
We have magic intelligence in the cloud. If I wanted to ask ChatGPT something right now, about something we had talked about earlier. Think about what would happen. I would like reach down, I would get on my laptop, I'd open it up, I'd launch a web browser, I'd start typing, I'd have to like explain that thing, and I would hit enter, and I would wait, and I would get a response.
Yeah, I thought this was really weird. Did you pick anything up weird about that?
Ridiculous step by step?
Yeah. First of all, trying to make it sound complicated, right? When it's his own product.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Uh-huh.
But also, as the CEO, don't you think you'd be inclined to highlight your product in the most favorable light, which would be you pull out your smartphone, you launch the ChatGPT app, and you just speak to ChatGPT in like 10 seconds?
Right.
That's what they demo up on stage. But instead, he pretends like the smartphone doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, what you do if you want to ask the AI something is you get your stupid bag out and you unzip your stupid bag and you'd open it up and then you dig around in your dumb bag. Oh, there's some paperwork. You take the paperwork out and you'd set it out and you'd pull the laptop out and you'd open up, oh, but your battery's not charged. So then you dig around your bag some more and you find your power adapter. Oh, but you got to plug the thing together. You get that connected and you had to dig around and find an outlet in the wall. You finally got it plugged in and you put the power cable in the laptop. And hey, I had to let it charge for 10 minutes before it boots. So then you let it charge for 10 minutes after you went to the bathroom. You came back and then you finally booted up the laptop. But of course, it took forever because I had to do 5 system updates and then reboot twice. But then once I got logged in, I opened up my web browser and I was able to ask the AI a question.
Okay, that needs to be a song.
It's so ridiculous. It's so crazy. And he tries to draw this distinction between I think he uses the word, I'll play it again, magical AI in the cloud. Okay. It's a lot of things. 100% accurate, it is not. And magical, it is not. I love some of the technology. Use a lot for show production purposes to reduce things down to keywords or to create transcripts. But magical, it is not.
Something beyond these legacy products.
We have like magic intelligence in the cloud. If I wanted to ask ChatGPT something right now about something we had talked about earlier, think about what would happen. I would like reach down, I would get on my laptop, I'd open it up, I'd launch a web browser, I'd start typing, and I'd have to like explain that thing, and I would hit enter, and I would wait, and I would get a response.
Like he makes his own product sound like crap. It's so weird. And it's obviously not how you would get in with to get a quick question. And not to mention, and this is going to be a big problem for them regardless of where they go, all these platform vendors like Google and Apple, they have built-in voice assistants.
Right.
That are always going to be the default, Sam. They're always going to be the default.
I like how there's 2 steps for typing and describing.
Yeah, right.
I
don't know. Anyways, he makes it sound complicated on purpose because they're leading up to something.
And that is at the limit of what the current tool of a laptop can do. But I think this technology deserves something much better.
A partnership based on friendship. I think they also, so they don't really tell us anything. They say they have a family of devices. They have a prototype. Some people think it's going to be a pendant that you wear around your neck that has a camera and a microphone, and it's always observing, and the ChatGPT is surfacing highlights and information about your day.
Wow.
If I were to guess...
Oh my gosh, summarize today.
It's funny how they're attacking the smartphone. So it does seem like a smartphone. If they're going to have a family of devices, a smartphone could be one of them. But if I were them, I would go for the watch. I would try to make an OpenAI watch because you need a screen. You need a way for people to activate it because all the technology we have around ambient activation for all the voice assistants sucks. It's not good enough. It doesn't work in all the dynamic environments where you're walking around all day. But a watch, that would be pretty nice because you'd have a screen where you could see the results. There's still room to compete with Apple and Garmin in this space. Apple didn't do it. They should have done it. I think a watch would be really interesting. I don't think a pendant, or I think glasses would be really interesting. If you could have ChatGPT glasses overlaying information like RoboCop constantly.
That would bother me.
Yeah. Well, that's where, so this is the thing, is I don't like Sam Altman. I don't trust him. And I think it's weird and demeaning for Johnny Ive to lower himself to the knob gobbling of Sam Altman. It's a strange, shocking thing to see because Johnny Ive, in my opinion, has a higher brand than Sam Altman does. And I don't know where this is leading, other than some sort of creepy hardware that monitors all the time. And finally, your smartphone and your smart devices really, truly will be listening to you 24/7, like everybody worries. I just, to hear Johnny Ive praise Sam over and over again in this video in the way he does, like it's so over the top. Sam Altman got kicked out of his company for a little while. Like people are leaving OpenAI because they don't trust Sam. They're worried about Sam. And he talks about Sam Altman like Sam is the next Steve Jobs.
Good. How you doing? Good.
Excuse me.
So what is this announcement we're talking about?
2 years ago, Johnny and I started talking about what the future of AI and new kinds of computers was going to look like. I was running OpenAI. Johnny's running a design firm called LoveFrom that had established itself as really the, I think, densest collection of talent that I've ever heard of in one place and probably has ever existed in the world. And it became very quickly apparent to both of us that we needed a third company.
A year ago, I founded I.O. with Scott Cannon, Evans Hankey, and Tang Tan, who are the most extraordinary engineers. They have built a team of remarkable subject matter experts that range from hardware and software engineering, physicists, researchers, product manufacturing experts. And so I.O. is merging with OpenAI.
Formed with
I wonder what you think what you think they might be trying to position there. I mean, they're trying to tell people just that these are the best design talents. It's not Apple. It's not anybody else. It's us.
The first one we've been working on, I think, has just completely captured our imagination.
You know, Johnny called one day and said, "This is the best work our team has ever done."
Yeah. Completely captured his imagination.
Mm-hmm.
So look for it in 2026. Look for it in 2026 to compete with the iPhone. I don't know. Tell me what you think it might be and where this is going. Come on. Let us know. Boost or give us a call. All right.
Well, I'm just going to make a quick call to my launch. I haven't checked in since yesterday. 774-462-5667.
Give us a call.
That's it. All right. 774-462-5667. Call now.
You can get on that phone right now and give us a ring. We'll take your calls after the song of the week or play your voicemails. And we have a spring vibe song. Something, nice weather, sun's out. It felt like we needed something that reminded us of the good old warm days. So it is Cold Water by Josh and Austin. We'll be back on the other side with your calls and your boosts.
Got me sipping cup to cup what my mind need. Look at you and then I'm stuck in a daydream. Capture it and let it roll like a movie. Sun is setting on me, drinking on the palm trees. Cold water, let it flow through my bloodstream. At your glance, I turn to stone and I can't breathe. Capture it and let it roll like a movie. Sun is setting on me, drinking on the palm trees. Sun is setting on me, salty water in my hair, turning into gold streaks, chilly coastal cold air. So give me nothing less, I promise you my best. I'm plotting on the set, Josh and Oscar run it back. You say you're looking for something new, ride up to Malibu, switch it to channel 2. And you say you're looking for something new, ride up to Malibu, switch it to channel 2. Got me sipping cup to cup what my mind need. Look at you and then I'm stuck in a daydream. Capture it and let it roll like a movie. Sun is setting on me, drinking on the palm trees. Cold water, let it flow through my bloodstream. At your glance, I turn to stone and I can't breathe. Capture it and let it roll like a movie. Sun is setting on me, drinking on the palm trees. What you wanted from me, it is not what it seems. Now we both take the long way. Cold water gon' freeze and it's up to my knees. Massage, I feel so lonely. And you say you're looking for something new, ride up to Malibu, switch it to channel 2. And you say you're looking for something new, ride up to Malibu, switch it to channel 2. Got me sipping cup to cup what my mind need. Look at you and then I'm stuck in a daydream. Capture it and let it roll like a movie. Sun is setting on me, drinking on the palm trees. Cold water, let it flow through my bloodstream. At your glance, I turn to stone and I can't breathe. Capture it and let it roll like a movie. Sun is setting on me, drinking on the palm trees.
You can boost during that song, and 95% of the sats go to the artist, and you can rewind if you missed and send them a boost. And speaking of that...
And now, as the French say, it is time for Le Boost.
We have a nice little batch of boosts to get into, and our top booster this week is the Mr. Turd Ferguson, coming in with 35,422 sats.
Turd Ferguson!
And Turd writes, almost missed you guys last week. Here's a little value to support taking a week off when needed. Thank you, Turd. Thank you. I was in Boston. And if I could have done the show, I would have, but we were starting our mornings 7, and easily going to 5, 6 p.m. with the event, and then there was after the event stuff. So it was, wow. I put so many steps in. I mean, it was crazy. Like, if you look at my trends versus, like, my average, then while we were at Red Hat Summit, I walked a little bit around Boston to go out to lunch and stuff, but the size of this venue is ginormous. It's so huge that I'd walk like 8-9 miles a day just walking the venue.
Jeez.
Yeah. And then whatever else I did going around and getting lunch and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Chris has an RV. Brent has got a van. Yeah, he does. And you just need wheels. You all work online, so why not bail and work from somewhere cheap?
Yeah.
Maybe one day. That could be the dream.
Yep. So one thing, I did get new tires. However, one of them is not holding air.
Oh, it was almost there.
Yeah. And then as far as the work somewhere cheap, I did confirm that my work will continue to pay me at the Washington.
Oh, that's a nice perk.
Raised salary, regardless if I move. So
yeah, the thing is
that is a thing.
It's not clear where you'd move, like
right?
Where to go, right?
Yeah, yeah. But that's.
I mean, there are cheaper places like just outside of Boston. Yep. We paid $2.71 a gallon for gas.
Oh wow!
I know, it's like going back in time because it's like $4.99 ish, here, 5 something.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's those elements of it, but then, there's not a lot of family here, but my mom is here. Mm-hmm. And some of my wife's family is here.
Your dad?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of your family that's still here. You have aunts and uncles that are still here.
Yeah, my uncle.
Yeah.
My aunt is not here.
Your luck is you'd move, and then your folks would move back. That'd be your luck.
Right?
That's what happened.
But whatever.
Yeah. I mean, because like a lot of the cheaper places are very hot too. There's that. I don't know.
My sister might be moving back to Oregon.
Oh, Oregon. Yeah, but I don't know if Oregon's much cheaper, but Oregon's nice.
It's not, but she'd be considered in the Pacific Northwest. So
from Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. That's probably a big shift. Thank you, Turd. Appreciate you. Hope things are going well. Always appreciate you supporting the launch. Outdoor Geek is here with 5,000 sats.
Yep, that stands up to scrutiny.
Asking us to share our pain about getting thieved made me think of Cybok in Star Trek V. Share your pain. Share your pain with me and gain strength from the sharing. Have you seen Star Trek V yet?
No.
Well,
I don't think so.
So you got to watch the original Star Trek movies. You got to watch them.
I think I have.
The motion picture can be a bit rough to get through.
There are half a dozen people in my life that have told me to watch these, and I have watched some of them.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know. I don't know where I'm at.
Well, Star Trek V with Cybok, it's not where you want to start. It's not their strongest movie. It's not their best work. But if you can get into the franchise and you can get into it, then then I think it's worth it. Thank you, Outdoor Geek. Nice to hear from you. Appreciate the support. Bite Bitten's here with 2,000 sats, and he's in the mobile.
I like you.
Scrapping the launch.
Ticket.
Maybe we need the lunch. Yeah, we do. We should have lunch here right now, right?
You make me want to be a better man.
I think so. I think it's the only thing that's fair. Thank you for the boost, Bite. A Morph Sausage came in with 7,000 sats. Ooh, you know what that feels like? Yeah. That's 2 boosts. Here is a small idea for a future topic. To me, it was clear pretty fast after starting to listen to JB podcast. Chris has a van, but I was surprised when you mentioned it's your primary home. How did it come to be? What are the driving factors? Is it more than just housing prices? And would you do it again? Oh, that's an interesting question. Is that a show topic, you think?
Ooh, yeah. Tune in to the Launch 23.
Maybe. I'll probably forget about that, but I could float that. I forgot to add, Call the Launch Jingle is so catchy. Is there a full version of the song? Not really, because AI screws it up if you listen. So that's the problem. I have to bail
Leaves
on
the number out, right?
Yeah, I think so. We'll play a little bit of it.
We're standing by 774-462-5667. That's the line. 77 fool again, didn't you hear? Leave a voicemail, we'll play it loud and clear. Text is fine, but voice, that's flair. We wanna hear your actual air. Quick call, big thoughts, small complaints. We take them all, hot takes or saints. Chat with Chris, rant to Angela. Tell us what's broke or what went bang.
Actually, it's not that bad. It's not that bad, actually. Thank you. Appreciate the boost. Amorph, nice to hear from you. Tomatoes here with a cute little row of dicks. I'm with Brent's brother on naming the van. However, how great would it be, though, when crossing the border for its name to change from something gratuitously rude to confusingly French? The Al Jean-Claude. I feel like Vamoose is sticking. It's not 100% stuck yet, but we had a really cool moment. I wonder if I could find this. This is me stretching. But producer Jeff got to go up with Cessna Mike in his new aeroplane. Mm-hmm. And in there, they named... I'm going to see if I can find a little bit of the audio.
Seeing 105 nodes online. Mike, where are we right now?
We are right over the Marin side of the Golden Gate Bridge. We're about to pass over Sausalito.
Well, I've got the recorder on if you want to yell, say anything to Chris or Brent or anybody who used to do it.
Hey, fellas. Sorry you missed out on this one. Jeff gets the first ride in the new plane.
Oh, see, they missed out? I thought maybe you took them up in this one.
Nope. They went up in the last plane I had. This is the faster upgrade. They didn't get all that glass up front either.
We just got to go all the way up to the bay, tour around the whole bay. Now we're coming back into Sacramento, and it's only been an hour, 2 hours, not even?
Not even.
You can't even drive that, one way in less than 2 hours.
Yeah, if you look at that traffic down there right now, it would be fun in a Van Moose or whatever we're going to call Brett's.
Did you catch it there? The Van Moose? Mm-hmm. So Vamoose is becoming Van Moose. Vamoose is becoming, I think it's kind of amazing too, because they're flying over California, which is where we rescued the van from. Mm-hmm. That's kind of great. We'll see. Brent has to make the final decision, but I think he's close. Thank you, everybody who supported the shows. 15 of you. Stream them sats as you listen. That's pretty neat. We like that. And you stacked 14,261 sats. And when you combine that with our boosters, it's a pretty humble 65,905 sats. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. It's okay. I understand, because some of you wanted to call and leave a voicemail instead, and we do have a couple of those. Tech Geek is our first caller this week.
Hey, team. This is Tech Geek here from Orlando. Just calling you in on my way into work. Just finished up the latest episode, and, I've been meaning to call in sooner and comment on your show music. I guess you would call that lounge music if you want to put it in a genre, maybe. I love it. Music. I absolutely love it. And credit. Where did you get that from, if you don't mind me asking and partaking in that information? Again, love the show. You guys are doing great. Keep up the good work. Going to try and send in a boost soon. Talk to you later. Again, Tech Geek from Orlando. End of line.
Thank you, Tech Geek. Mm-hmm. I feel really bad. I should have gotten the name, because I rename all my clips to intro clip and things like that. So I don't actually know the name of the song anymore. But if you're not able to Shazam it, let me know and I will try to find it by the next episode if I can.
Oh, I interpreted that as holistically all the AI music you've been orchestrating, but that's
no. I think
I think you're right. I just
Huh. Yeah. I'm not sure, but I will try. I do know I have it somewhere.
I'll Shazam it.
Yeah, you probably could. I think you probably could, because it does play. I think it probably plays long enough. All right, our next caller.
Yeah, hi. I'm going to need 2 burrito tacos to go, and I need those no lettuce because y'all use iceberg, and iceberg is just bullshit solid water. Yeah, and could I have that ready in 20 minutes? All right, thanks.
You got it, buddy. You got it. We'll have the chef get working on that right after the show. And our last call... Thank you, producer Drew. Our last call is from caller Brian. I believe it's the first time.
Hello, this is Brian from Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. Long-time listener, first-time caller. First, I just wanted to ask you, Chris, are you a friend of DeSoto? And I also wanted to thank you and Angela for showing such a good example of how a divorced couple can raise kids together and still be friendly and everything like that. All right. Thank you very much. Bye.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Brian. Nice to, I guess, though, wait till they make it to 18 before you can give us congratulations.
Yeah, I'm like, first, you should see us off air.
These damn kids.
Just kidding.
No, yeah, it's Friend of DeSoto. Yes, I used to listen to The Greatest Generation a lot more. Good podcast, The Greatest Generation, if you're a Star Trek fan. I have a lot of fun with it. And Friend of DeSoto comes from a really early reference in the show's run of a character in Star Trek The Next Generation. I won't spoil it because it's kind of fun figuring it out. But thank you, Brian. Good to hear from you. And yes, please do give us a call. We want you to leave a voicemail.
Call the launch. We're standing by. 774-462-5667. That's the line.
And now, on with the show.
Okay, so check this one out. Monkey see, monkey do. Researchers are puzzled over a strange behavior that seems to be a copycat behavior that has led to a rash of baby monkey kidnappings.
What?
It's true.
There is an old expression, monkey see, monkey do. It means copying someone's behavior without really understanding it. Well, recently, some monkeys started mimicking a disturbing habit developed by one member of their group. And as NPR's Nell Greenfield Boyce reports, this is having some serious consequences for their neighbors.
All of these monkeys live in Panama, on an island. There, a group of white-faced capuchin monkeys uses stone tools to crack open hard foods. Tool use is unusual for this species, so researchers have been studying them using a bunch of wildlife cameras. Zoe Goldsborough is with the Max Planck Institute of Animal Behavior and the University of Constance. She says the cameras collect a lot of video, and it all has to be reviewed.
And I was doing this when I stumbled upon this image of a capuchin carrying a howler monkey on its back.
A howler monkey? That's a different species, the only other primate living on the island. She says this was surprising. She and her colleagues wondered if this howler monkey baby had been abandoned and then got adopted.
And then after that, it sort of became this detective work of going through all the hundreds of thousands of images and videos to look for more of this happening.
It turns out there was more to find. That one particular young male, a capuchin they called Joker, didn't just get a hold of a single howler monkey infant. Over a few months, the video cameras saw him carrying 4 different howler babies around.
So they set up these cameras, and what they discover is that one of the monkeys is a baby napper.
That's crazy.
That's what they discover. I just can't even with that. And then we end this week with a story that is for your emotional well-being. You can take a deep breath, and you can at least know that your day could be going a little worse. A massive cargo ship could smash into your home.
Oh, my gosh.
We end tonight with a story of a man from Norway who was no longer waiting for his ship to come in. Have a look at what Johan Hellberg awoke to yesterday at his seaside cottage, the massive nose of a cargo ship 1.5 football fields long. It ran aground in his yard, plowing to a halt about 15 feet from his bedroom. A neighbor saw the ship steaming towards the shore and made a futile attempt to stop it. You need not speak Norwegian to, catch his drift.
Sånn. Og plutselig det hjalp ingenting.
So what do you suppose happened? What do you think went wrong?
Oh, I already read what
Oh,
went
you
wrong.
did?
Yeah, sorry. I can't even guess.
Okay, you can, yeah.
But like, it's crazy. The ship is pointed directly at the house. There's
Yeah.
there's not house on either side. It's
No.
just straight for this house. So it
such bad.
looks like it was aiming for it.
I know. I was like, is it nav system gone wrong? GPS gone? I mean, maybe still. We'll find out why.
Right.
But-
It's like the Fast and the Furious. The
Right.
the pedal's stuck.
Right. Something went wrong, and like if they stopped the motor, it would blow up.
The ship, registered in Cyprus, had 16 crew members on board. Nobody was hurt. The ship's watchman, though, admitted he fell asleep.
What?
Johan Hellberg, meantime, is hoping...
How can that happen just because the watchman falls asleep? Seems like maybe there should be a system on board that's like, hey, shore approaching. Like, how can a sedan or a van from the early 2020s that I drove in Boston have collision detection and lane guidance, but ginormous cargo ships don't know before they hit the shore? Like, what world are we living in?
Maybe they're using Apple AI.
Zinger. All right, I think that is it. Links to what we talked about today are at our website, which is weeklylaunch.rocks. We do love it when you join us live on a Tuesday or catch it in your podcast app on a Wednesday. If you have a Podcasting 2.0 app, this show has transcripts, chapters, boost support, live stream, and all of that. There's a lot more to get. Thank you so much for tuning this week's episode of The Launch. From the beautiful Pacific Northwest and the mighty American West Coast, thank you for listening, and we will see you right back here on our regularly scheduled program next week.